Leaving care is a hell of a process. I'm not sure exactly how everything works at the moment. All I know is that I'm going to end up with, even though I'm going to be living on my own, I'm still going to have a leaving care worker with me because I'm going to university. Your leaving care worker basically helps you trying to become independent as possible to get to the stage where you are capable of living on your own. And it's a case of they're there to help you.
I work with young people from the ages of 17 to 21 or 24 if they go to university. My role primarily is to advise, guide and befriend the young person. We look to move the young person into independence, so that could be help with accommodation, it could be help with budgeting, it could be help with looking for employment, it could be help with moving on in a direction that they want to go. I think a young person should understand that as a leaving care worker, I'm not the young person's parent, I'm not the young person's aunt, I'm not the young person's grandparents, I'm not that young person's teacher, I'm not that young person's doctor, I'm not a policeman. I'm there for the young person to help move them into independence, to help them progress.
Now you're leaving, if I'm correct, your leaving care worker stays with you till you're 21 and you get a job, or it's if you go into further education and you finish it before you're 24. If you're in education and you turn 24 while you're in education, I think they leave you because that's the age limit they can only deal with. And from that point on, you're on your own. You live how you want. Hopefully it'll be a good life. Hopefully you'll abide by the law and be a good citizen.
As a leaving care worker for Barnardo's at the Curve, it's important that the young person understands that I will be there for them until the age of 21. Whatever age a young person goes into care, when they leave care, there will always be a worker available on the end of the phone for them to talk to. It's important that they understand Barnardo's is an organisation that promotes the well-being of a young person, promotes the independence of a young person, promotes that young person to get the most out of life. When a young person leaves care, it can be quite scary. A Barnardo's leaving care worker tries to make that process into adulthood, so the process when you've reached 18 as smooth as possible. We're here to smooth the bumps out.
We've got supported lodgings. Now that is where possibly your foster carer or whoever looks after you will do the correct training in order to qualify to be your supported lodger. And if they do, well, that means that you'll be no longer their foster child, you'll be their lodger. Now you live in their house under their rules as you were when you're a foster child. You pay them rent, you buy your own food, you basically live as a lodger, basically as if you're living on your own. Although as they're still your family, it would be a good idea to socialise a bit more with them rather than just trying to be independent and block them off entirely. You know, supported lodging you get, I think it's, well, I'm currently getting, I think it's £40 odd per week. Some of that, I'm not sure the exact amount, but some of that goes to my supported lodger and the rest goes to me. Now what goes to me is the money I need for toiletries, clothes, food, drink, and that will continue. I'm not sure how long that continues for, but it's when it eventually does come to an end, you will be leaving home. The supported lodger also helps you to become independent do your own washing, teach you to cook if you can't cook. Eventually you'll be able to move on to do your own cooking, you know, clean up after yourself, you know, as I said, buy your own food and stuff like that. If you need help with that, then obviously you can get your carer or leaving care worker to help you do it.
Well, the housing options for a young person leaving care does depend upon what support networks they have available to them at that time. They would be given advice and information both on terms of working, training, employment and housing issues. It's an ongoing support system for a young person when they're actually looking at leaving care.
This is a personal experience. When I got told I was being put into supported lodgings, my brain went into panic mode. I was like, okay, what supported lodgings? You know, what's it going to do? Why am I going to be moving? I'm getting money or anything like that. I tried to accept that, but something inside me was like, panic, 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 panic. Because it was an entirely different thing, like more responsibility, like do your own washing, your own ironing, your own cooking, your own cleaning. And, you know, I thought I'd be rushed into it, like, yeah, you're going to have to leave home at this age, so you've got to do all this in between. But when they said live like you've been living for the last 13 years, it's like when you originally first go into care, you're learning to be straight, you're learning to be independent when you leave home anyway. It's just that you don't know it. But when you do know that you're trying to become independent, it may create for you, but it does to me, it creates a certain barrier that blocks me from wanting to do anything. It's like wanting to grow up, if you like, into a proper adult. So it will be hard. There will be some really tough times when you just feel like, oh, shut up, I cannot be bothered. And I've just realised I'm giving you advice and I need to follow that myself. If you don't agree with something with your supported lodger, have a sit down and, you know, have a discussion, negotiate with something, you know, come to an agreement. Leaving care, you're at the age where you just really do not want to do anything at all. You just want to sit back, relax and do nothing. That's not going to happen before you get any ideas. Your parents, carers or leaving care worker and your supported lodging provider will not allow you to do that. Unfortunately. I should know because I have experience. As much as I'm wanting to, and as much as I'm desperate to just sit on my backside all day doing absolutely nothing, it's a case of I can't. First time, giggity 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 goo, giggity goo, giggity goo. Blooper reel, blooper reel.